Hey guys, you're welcome back to Ezine's Kitchen. You're very welcome. If you're new here, a warm welcome to you. Okay, so on today's episode, I'll be making this yummy and delicious Rich Ora Soup. Without wasting much of your time, let's delve into the video. And to start with this recipe, I'll first of all introduce the cow leg and the cow skin into the pot. I'll be cooking them first because this particular one takes time to cook, unlike the ones I normally use. Yeah, so I introduced my stock fish. It's already washed. I added salt, seasoning cube and water. I'm gonna let this cook for at least 30 to 35 minutes on a high heat. And while that is cooking, I'll go ahead and start cooking the cocoyam. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut it into big chunks just to help the cooking process. I introduced water and I'm gonna cook it for at least 15 minutes. And over here our meat is done cooking. It is kind of soft, but we have little or no water in there, so I added a little bit of water and I introduced my cow tripe and the beef. I'll be adding one seasoning cube and I'm gonna cover to let this cook for an extra 20 minutes. And while it's cooking, I'll dissolve my palm cream. If you have palm oil, please make use of it, okay? But I don't like making use of palm oil while making my ofede. It doesn't give me the taste I want to have, okay? So I introduce hot water to that and I'll let this settle for 10 minutes. And over here I have my fresh ora leaves. Guys, if you live in Western world, you would agree with me that these things are very difficult to find. So I value these ones. I'm so happy I got them and I'm not taking it for granted. So next step, I'm going to go ahead and pluck everything. Okay, when I'm done plucking, I'll use my finger to tear them apart. Yeah, I won't be using my knife to cut. You can make use of your knife if that's what you want. Okay, so over here I am done plucking. I'll go ahead and start tearing it apart. Like I said, make use of your knife if that's what you want. And that's it, I am done with that. Next stage, I'm going to introduce that into this warm water. I'll introduce my salt and wash thoroughly to get rid of sand and bacteria, if any. Okay, when I'm done, I'm gonna set it aside and move over to the next stage. And moving on, I checked on our cocoyam and it is done cooking. It's soft already. If the skin peels off easily, then it's done. Next thing you have to do is to pound using your mortar, or you can use your blender to blend. I blended mine and as you can see, it's turned to puree already. So I'm going to set it aside. And back to the pot of meat. As you can see, it is soft already. Yes, so next step is to introduce our dissolved palm nut cream. Do that gently to avoid adding the sand beneath. So I'm gonna stir very well to combine and I'll add enough water to cook this soup. Okay, when I'm done adding the water, I'll go ahead and introduce my blended cocoyam. As you can see, it's thickened already. If you blend and keep for a longer time, it's going to thicken, but it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I'm going to cover till this cocoyam dissolves. It's gonna take like 10 minutes. And this is 10 minutes later. The cocoyam is done dissolving. Next step, I'm going to introduce my already deboned and thoroughly washed dry fish. I added my pepper. I'm going to introduce my blended crayfish and I'll be adding this uziza seed blended. If you have the leaf, please make use of it. Okay, so next step, I'm going to introduce my salt and ogiribo. This is the main ingredients in this recipe. This ogiribo and the oha leaves are the main ingredients in this recipe. Okay, So next I added seasoning cube and I stir thoroughly to combine. I'm gonna be adding washed ora leaves. When I'm done adding that, I'll stir again to combine and I'll cover my pot and let this cook again for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Do not worry, ora leaves doesn't lose its color so fast when cooked for like 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, this is just to allow the ora leaves infuse its flavor into the pot. Yeah, and this is 5 minutes later, guys. Our soup is done. Like, we are virtually done cooking. My kitchen smells lovely. So guys, I am calling on my brothers and sisters that lives in diaspora to come and join me to squander this yummy food. If you know you live in Nigeria, don't even come close, because you guys enjoy this every time. But we that lives in diaspora, we hardly see this, honestly. Okay? So, if you live in Nigeria, don't come close. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying with me throughout this episode. I truly appreciate. Until I come your way next time, remain blessed. I love you. Bye-bye. Bye.